Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to dedicate to the nation Vizhinjam International Container Port, located at the southern tip of Kerala near the capital city of Thiruvananthapuram tomorrow. The port has got a large number of epithets. This is the first, container mother port in India in its true sense. Even the largest or the biggest container ships in the world at present can easily berth at this port. This is the first semi-automated port in entire South Asia. It is very close to international shipping route. The number of or qualities or epithets, adjectives are numerous. When the port was envisaged, there was hype and hoopla from certain sections, but there were many people who expressed the doubt whether the port will be able to function smoothly in a state like Kerala, which has got a history of trade union high handedness. And the Cochin port had not risen to the expectations because of such factors. And many people had apprehensions that the same is going to happen at Vizhinjam International Seaport also. But during the last few months when the port has been functioning, I mean, the port actually started its trial run around 10 months ago, then it has already commenced commercial operations also. And during those period, it has actually met the expectation or it has even exceeded expectations. This is the ground reality. So what are the advantages of the port? How the port has proved its I mean its relevance, its capabilities, and how operator Adani also has risen to the expectations. Let's take a closer look into the whole issue. Welcome to Insights. I am Hari Kumar. As I said, the port had started trial run in July 2024. Then the commercial operations began in December 2024. And till date, the port has handled over 5.3 lakh containers, 24 equivalent unit containers. Then 263 ships called on at the port. And among those ships that called at the port included some of the biggest ships in the world, container ships in the world. For example, the biggest container companies, container shipping companies in the world like Mediterranean Shipping Company MSC, then Maersk Shipping, all have started operations from Vizhinjam. So this is a great advantage. This is why I said the port has risen to the expectation. There has not been a single incident of delay reported from the port. So these are some of the aspects, factors that raise hopes about the port. So what are those factors? I mean, I will divide it into a few factors. For example, as I said, there has not been any trade union related problem at the port or any type of resulting delay. So that is an important aspect. Then, when it comes to though there was some delay in the construction of port. Now I read from newspapers that the construction of other phases, all the equipment, other factors needed for the construction of quick completion of other stages have been completed. So this is another important factor. Then the third factor is that the state government and the union government are working in unison. So this is a very important factor. They are not locking horns. So the CPIM-led LDF government has realized the importance of this port for the development of the state. So this is an important factor. So, I mean, political willingness, political help, political support are all there. When it comes to the operator, I find that Adani Group has been, it is a very well known operator. Though Vizhinjam, you need to remember that Vizhinjam is the first port constructed by Adani Group. So that is also important. On the operational side, what are be the expectations? When a ship directly calls on at the port, and when it returns. There are many factors that hamper the movement of the ship, delay the movement, or endanger operations. And Vizhinjam has proved that all the conditions are perfect. So this is a great thing. So that is why I said, though it was the first port to be built by Adani Group in the true sense, I think I have been told that all the other ports they operate have been built by others, or they have used the services of other builders for that. But here the group has directly involved in the construction, so it goes to their credit. Let's examine all those aspects one by one. You know, as I said, Kerala has been often criticized for the trade union high-handedness. It was the same problem that hampered the growth of Kochi port. There is a container port also at Kochi, which is operated by Dubai port, DP World. But you know, it has not met the expectations. The growth was not as expected. The issue of delay had discouraged many exporters from choosing Kochi port. Earlier, there have been newspaper reports that a large number of exporters in Kerala used to depend on Kochi port, and eventually they were forced to shift from Kochi port to ports in Tamil Nadu, for example, Tutikon or Thuthukudi port, because because of the delays in Kochi port. And trade unions and other mafias operating there have been often blamed for that. Even I have read in newspapers in media have reported that there are certain groups or mafias that control many things, many areas. For example, if you want to hire a truck, uh, hire container lorries at the port, you will have to depend on certain people. So such issues have been there, but not there in Thiruvananthapuram. So I think on that aspect, Thiruvananthapuram has scored points. So this is definitely an advantage till now. As I said, more than 5.3 lakh TEU containers have been handled by the port since June 2024. So this is a great advantage. Now when it comes to connectivity also, the four lane it is well connected to the four lane NH66. Then there is going to be a new ring road which will be built. Then there is going to be rail connectivity. And one important factor is that the Thiruvananthapuram International Airport, which is located close to the port, is also operated by Adani Group. So that gives some kind of leverage to Vizhinjam Seaport. So in these areas, they have met the expectations. When it comes to the operations, as I said, the biggest ships of MSC, then Maersk have called at the port. So they have not found any difficulty. They were guided perfectly to the port. They returned smoothly. So the breakwaters constructed for the smooth movement of the port are now found to be effective. Then though there were some protests by fishing community earlier, nothing like that is happening now. A large number of locals have got employment at the port. Since this is a semi-automated port, the movements, unloading of the containers and the movement of goods are all very quick. Yesterday, I saw an interview of the Chief Executive Officer of Vizhinjam International Seaport Limited, Mrs. Divya S. Iyer. She said, when a ship arrives, near the international shipping channel, from then onwards, the control room in the port is able to guide the ship. It will be able to know about various aspects of the ship. It can be safely guided to the port, and when once it is berthed at the port, you know, these automated cranes are going to do all the work. And they are all controlled from a control room or operation rooms inside. And a large number of women have, for the first time in India, are now operating cranes at Vizhinjam ports. These are all some innovations at the port. So I think on those two aspects, the port has already proved its worth, its credibility. So it is, I mean, it has a smooth run, and it may be getting it means business. I'm not going to say that this pot is going to, you know, take away the business of Dubai or Singapore or, even Colombo all on a sudden. They are all, hype and hoopla. I don't subscribe to that view. But at the same time, I'm sure that the port is going to significantly play a significant role as the mother port for India. Now, a large number of ships will unload their goods in this port. This port is deeper than even Dubai port or Colombo port or even Singapore port. So even the future ships, ultra large container carriers, they will be able to berth at the port. So these are I think some of the aspects we need to take into consideration. And definitely this is going to be an achievement for the state. Now, if the port has to develop further, all the connectivity modes should be put in operation. For example, the rail connectivity is yet to begin and the work is going on, that has to be expedited. The ring road needs to become operational or the work needs to be started. But a large movement of containers are not expected on the roads or rail because this is a transshipment ports, because here containers are unloaded from the mothership and will be loaded to smaller ships. So majority of the container transport will be through ocean itself. So it is not going to create any problem to the traffic. Anyway, I think in the first few months of operation, definitely Vizhinjam has proved its strength beyond any doubt. And in the coming days, if political support is there, like today, or if Adani Group is keen on developing the port, I find no reason that the port will uh, reach the targets very quickly. And I'm sure that it is going to exceed the targets because this port, when, as I said initially, when this port was envisaged, there were doubts about the viability. But people forget the fact that this is not a new port. There was a port from 12th century, when it was controlled by Chera kings of Kerala. So it was a war between Chera and Chola kings that destroyed the port in around 12th century. So this is a natural port. It has got a great heritage. It has got a legacy, and now simply that has been revived. So naturally the conditions are favorable. There has not been any natural calamities, or rough seas have not prevented any ship from coming to the berthing at the port. So if you look at all those aspects, I'm sure that Vizhinjam will reach great heights in the coming days. So Kerala is going to benefit a lot. For the first time, a, an industrial project or a business project has been successfully completed and it has exceeded expectations. Meet you with updates. Till then, goodbye.